best place to probably put this email notification is going to be in our book controller. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And I want to find my add action. As I look through the logic of my add action, I can see that I want to probably add an email notification if we were able to successfully save our book. So in here is where we're going to want to have an email. Before I add the email code though, I actually need to import and use our ZendMail object. So I'm going to go back to the top of the class and just add a use statement for that. Now I can actually get to composing the mail message. So the first thing we want to do is create a mail message. So as you know, most emails need a few standard items on them. One is probably who we're sending it to, where it's coming from, a subject, and a body. So we just want to set that information onto our mail object. So our mail will be fairly simple. We'll set the body, we'll just give it some text. We'll set the from as email address. We'll set the add to as another email address, and then the subject. That sets up the basic message and the mail. Then all that's left to do is we actually need to get a hold of the transport and send the mail. Let's go ahead and add a book and give it a try. I'm just going to give it some test data and add our book. We'll double check that our book was added, and it is there at the very end. Now we just need to make sure we get an email. If you're able to add a book and you didn't get any errors in the PHP or Apache log, most likely you will get an email sent to you. And here's a sample email that I have that I configured to send to one of my Yahoo mail addresses. And you can see that it just has the sample data that we added to the body of our email text. If anything's going to go wrong when you're adding an email, it's most likely not going to be the actual mail Zend object that you create or the transport that you use. It's most likely going to be your mail configuration. Since this course isn't about email, I'll go ahead and leave setting that portion up to you and your particular environment. But for example, to get something working with a MAMP environment on a Mac OS X, you essentially have to configure your SendMail, which includes the postfix and some PHP INI configuration so that your relay server can set up an actual email to relay out and send. That kind of wraps up the email portion of the Zend framework. It's not really that difficult to use, and it just follows basic email standards. The nice thing about the Zend email is that it does wrap the basic PHP mail object and makes adding and creating emails a lot easier since you're not having to worry about headers and a lot of other aspects of your email.